How would you feel about paying for incompetence and crime with your taxes? Well, that's happening. 26 million rand has been paid to 167 government workers suspended on full pay in the 2021-22 financial year. The Public Service Commission released the staggering figures today. 167 public servants are taking home their full salaries while waiting for the disciplinary processes. KwaZulu-Natal and the Eastern Cape have the highest number of officials on paid suspension. Nationally, 51 Correctional Services Department officials face a range of transgressions, including allegations of fraud, corruption, and abusing state resources. One of them has been at home on full pay for more than 2.5 years.
And if that person had a business, he would have run that business effectively without any disturbance, because nothing is happening in terms of the case.
I'm Jane Dutton. This is Eyewitness News. Now imagine being without water for almost a week and with very little to no explanation as to why or when it'll end. That's the reality in parts of Gauteng. Taps have run dry, leaving some residents relying on water tankers. These were the scenes last night for residents in Randburg who have been without water for 4 days. Frustrated, they say their municipalities aren't even telling them when this is likely to change. Joburg Water says a Rand water pump failed on Tuesday night, while Tshwane says vandalism at its system in Kosmosdal has contributed to the water woes. A fire has damaged the official residence of Free State Premier Nkolisi Dukwana. It started around 9 o'clock this morning and has since been extinguished. The Premier was not at the house at the time and there have been no reports of injuries. With an estimated population of 2.4 million people and only 3 police stations in Khayelitsha, it's becoming increasingly impossible to fight serious crime. Residents there have decided to do it for themselves and form a neighborhood watch. 40 volunteers help those who head off early to work.
I wish to give a report on the suspected fire that was detected in the Good Hope building. I'm informed that the capacitor in a light overheated, affecting the light cover, which consequently caused the smoke in office number 31. As a result, the smoke detector was triggered, further triggering the fire alarm system. I'm informed that there was no further damage as a result of this. So the situation has been resolved, and we sincerely apologize to all of you, honorable members.
So what do you think of the new Deputy President Paul Mashatile's performance when answering questions in Parliament? Among them, one from EFF on whether the Phala saga undermines government's efforts to combat crime and corruption, and of course, Eskom.
As of the end of December 2022, municipalities owed Eskom 56.3 billion rands, and the debt is rising. It is clear that we need a debt relief strategy that will acknowledge the inherent risk of unviable municipalities. In this regard, Eskom will provide incentivized relief to municipalities whose debt is unaffordable.
You can drive, but you can't hide. Gauteng police have arrested 70 people in just 2 days at a roadblock in Sandton. It's an area synonymous with aggravated robberies. Officers also visited a nearby informal settlement where there are high rates of gender-based violence.
Some of the dockets will find that they are having a warrant of arrest. So they go and look for the suspects or hunt for the suspects. And ultimately, out of those arrests for 932, which includes 210 gender-based violence.
Police say protesters who broke the law during Monday's EFF national shutdown will be prosecuted and face the full might of the law. 550 people were arrested across the country for various crimes, including intimidation. Hair and religion. Should pupils be compelled by schools to cut their hair if it's against their faith? The South African Human Rights Commission has met with the Nazareth Baptist Church, better known as the Shembe Church, over this very issue. Earlier this month, a school in Amanzimtoti gave pupils an ultimatum to cut their hair. But the Shembe Church says it's against their religious laws for members to do so. So what do you think? The South African Cane Growers Association says developments in the sector are not so sweet. It's calling for an urgent intervention after sugar company Gledhow announced it will be entering voluntary business rescue. Gledhow was among the companies hardest hit by the 2021 July unrest in KZN, last year's catastrophic floods, and the impact of the Russia-Ukraine war. 245 growers that have been supplying the company now face an uncertain future. Gledhow partners Ushukela Milling, Illovo Sugar and Sappi Southern Africa Limited.
SA Cane Growers is deeply concerned by the news that Gledhow Sugar Mill has been placed under business rescue. The announcement follows the entry of Tonga Tulip's sugar operations in South Africa being placed into business rescue in October 2022. The Gledhow Mill operates in KwaDukuza, KZN, and serves more than 245 growers who together produce more than 1 million tons of sugar cane per annum. These growers employ 3,400 farm workers from surrounding communities. As the new season commences on 1 April 2023, Gledhow supplying growers now face an uncertain future and don't know whether the mill will operate normally and whether it will be able to pay for the sugar cane that they deliver. Given the importance of the mill to the South African sugar industry, SA Cane Growers is engaging with mill management, the South African Sugar Association, as well as grower members who deliver sugarcane to the mill. We will make every effort to support Gledhow supplying growers in order to protect the livelihoods that the mill supports.
Well, there's a saying that goes, a strong woman looks a challenge in the eye and winks. Well, these women from Mitchell's Plain are winking away as they navigate the world of coding. More than 100 women, over 50 years old, are participating in the Mamas for Coding initiative. They're using tokens of games developed in 2017 and a cell phone to work through the challenging tasks. The initiative forms part of the Nelson Mandela University Honours Computer Science Project.
You see, the age gap of 50 and upwards, they're always volunteering. And they're always volunteering and then they're always getting nothing. So we've decided that's where the passion lies, because these are grandmothers, they've got grandchildren, they've had children, they know exactly what our kids need, how to nurture them at the end of the day.
Very interesting how the grandkids and even the family, when we come together, they ask me, where's it, the coding come? We want to do the coding because they're actually very interested in it. And they also themselves learn to do, this, to work together with one another in doing this.
It's the eve of Ramadan in South Africa. Elsewhere in the world, Muslims have already started observing the holy month with the sighting of the new moon. In Ramallah in Palestine, worshippers gathered for a street lighting ceremony to ring in the month, which sees people fasting from sunrise to sunset. And if you're celebrating, Ramadan Kareem to you. See you again for more tomorrow. Like and subscribe.
Eyewitness News, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, log on to ewn.co.za or ewn.mobi.